Okay, lesson 7 should definitely be a review. I am sitting outside if you can hear the bells. We're going to solve one-step equations to start with, and you do not at this point have to show your steps, especially on these simple things. Like, you can put minus 12 and you can draw that river if you need to. You will not use a calculator, so it might help you to put minus 12, just so you don't get those answers wrong. Okay, on here, just keep that variable on the right side because it'll help you later on with equations or with inequalities. So we're going to add 9. And you can just find the way that you want to do it. If you want to put plus 9 on the other side also, and that would equal 7. This is multiply right next to each other, so we're going to divide by the exact number. So it cancels it out. And then that would be 13. And again, no calculators. Okay, this means to divide by 9, so we're going to times by 9. I always just usually do that. And so we have a equals negative 36. Okay, last year I had mentioned that starting in algebra, you would definitely have to use the reciprocal when it is a fraction multiplied by the variable. So this is times 2/3. So instead of dividing by 2/3, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. And then that helps us not have to use a calculator. So cross that out, get that a 5, and that gives you 15. Same thing here, times by 9/4. That's a 1 under there. So that becomes a 1, that becomes a 2, and so we have negative 18. Okay, so on this one, when you go to do it, make sure you're multiplying by a negative 5/6. And on this one, make sure you're doing it with the negative. And then you can do those and see what you get. And I will go ahead and do the next couple down on 9 and 10 also, if you want to do those before you unpause the video. Okay, so check to see if you got them right. Negative 18, 18. And then this is 7 and 8. These are those two-step. Remember, you always add and subtract first, and then you do the multiplying or dividing. On number 11, we're going to minus 9, and so we get 4 equals negative 4k, and then divide by a negative. Now, if it helps to do that, so you don't forget, that's supposed to be negative 4, you get negative 1. This one, remember, just because that's a minus sign, we're still going to minus 7 because it's a positive 7. And then don't forget it's negative 3y. Bring that down. And then it is, let's see here, 24. And then we have divide by a negative, so we get, no wait, where did I mess up here? Oh yeah, and we get, oh boy, I did mess up. This is 27, my bad. And then when we divide by negative 3, we get negative 9. Okay, so if you go on, those should all be a review, just remembering how to do that. And then we have these two-steppers. And why don't you go ahead and pause and do it yourself? And then check back and make sure you check your answers. Okay, you can see your answers here. 32, negative 15, 10, and then this is 24. And then I'm going to go ahead on number 17. We're going to add 10, so that gives us negative 28 equals 7/4 p. And then we're going to times by 4/7, and that gives us negative 16. And this one, we're going to minus 9, which gives us 6 equals negative half x. And then we're going to times by a negative 2, because that's the reciprocal. Okay, now these are ones, if you notice the difference, this has number 17 has a fraction in it here, but then this one, this has an operation within the fraction. So we actually have to get rid of this 8 first. So we're going to times each side by 8 to get rid of that. And then you go ahead and solve it and you get negative 35. So that's how you do these types. So you go ahead and do those next 3 here. Go ahead and pause it while you do it, and I will have the answers there. Okay, and go ahead and check your answers if you have to. Pause it if you need to. And I believe that is it for that lesson. We will definitely be having harder ones in another unit. This was just a review for last year.